Hi everyone, this is Jennifer. Happy Tuesday. This week is going by, it seems slow, but that just means that we can put a lot in our week, so that's a good thing. I wanted to connect with you. I thought it would kind of be fun. I always seem to have the theme, I guess, of my live videos. So I thought I would throw it out there and have you guys choose. And so I got a lot of responses between my page and also, hi Alexander, hi Greg. I got a lot of responses between my personal page and my group, the Vortex Connections. And so I chose a couple. Hi Andy. And so I kind of combined them. So Cindy, her idea was letting go of what does not serve us. And then Amber said saying no and being assertive. And I really thought those two combined because when we are not respecting our own judgment or our own voice inside, we are not doing what's serving us. The main thing is, you know, when we don't say no and we really feel we really need to, we are not respecting our inner being. We are not respecting our inner voice. And ultimately, there's a lot of reasons, I think, a lot of layers of why we are maybe afraid to say no, or we just feel like we can't say no. And so I wanted to kind of go through some of the things that kind of came into my head. I found a quote that really connected with me, and what it said was that assertiveness is your ability to act in harmony with your self-esteem without hurting others. So like, listen to that a little bit. So assertiveness, when you say no and you don't, and you appreciate that decision that you've made, you are in harmony with your own true being. You're in harmony with your own self-esteem. And that's really important. We need to be able, as the beautiful beings and powerful beings that we are, to really appreciate the inner glow, the inner love that's inside of us, that inner GPS that knows what's right for us. And you know, when you are going, you're feeling it. You know when you want to say no to something, and when you feel coerced, or when you feel like, well, maybe I should, you know, what will they think if I don't? And you're not following that inner GPS of yours. And that's really important to do. You need to do that. There is guidance that's inside of us. There is a way of a vibration that knows what's good for us and what isn't. And a lot of times when we're not focusing and we're not in tune to that, and we don't listen to that, we end up getting sick because our bodies we're going against what our bodies, what our true innate being is telling us to do, and we're going against it. One of the reasons that came into my head of why that I've had issues in the past of saying no, I've really worked on this, so I felt like I could really connect with you guys and throw some ideas out there. Hi Adu, hi Heather, hi Greg, thank you. Hi Peter, I love your beautiful quotes, Peter. I cannot thank you enough for your wisdom and your inspiration. Everyone, really. To everybody. One of the reasons that I think we do not say no is our ego. Our ego says that if we don't say no, what will they do? How will they live without us? What will they think? And a lot of the times and it's hard to admit it, but we feel like we have to step up to the plate. And we have to be the ones to kind of run the show, because what will they do? How would it be if we weren't there? And you know what? It's okay. Sometimes they need to run their own show and you need to run yours. We spend a lot of time running other people's show instead of saying no to their life and their issues or just what they need in their life. And we don't turn inward and look at what's important for us in our life. We spend a lot of time focusing on other people's goals, other people's dreams, and we forget our own. And we forget our own because we don't say no. When we say no, we pamper ourselves. We do something that's really important for just us. And that's really, really important to do. Hi, Nina. It's a way of self-love. Saying no is a way of showing yourself that you respect and love your decision and that you respect and love yourself. When you say no to something that is not feeling good, that you feel that you have to do, that you feel forced to do, you're not respecting what your inner being, what your true guidance is really wanting you to do. And amen, keeping my side of the street clean. You have to focus on your own side of the street, Alexander, exactly. Lego my ego, you know, you have to let go of your ego and you have to understand that a lot of the times your ego is running the show for you and not allowing people to run their own lives. And we have to learn to step back and remove ourselves from other people's business. We are too nosy. We are too much involved in other people's life, and we let our own life get washed over. And it's really detrimental to our life, to our soul, to our purpose, and ultimately, well, to our health, and then obviously to our happiness. So when we're standing there, and we're not focusing on our own life, and we're in everyone else's business, and we're telling them how to run their life and their own decisions. One, we run their life, and they get used to that. You know, we train people how we want to be treated, and if we come out there as, you know, the savior, the one that's going to take care of everybody, they have an easy street. They learn that they can just rely on you. And it puts a lot of pressure and a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety on a life that isn't even your own. And so really, really think about the next time that you want to say no, look inside and ask yourself, what's going on? Why am I having a problem saying no? What's stopping me? And look at it from an outsider's point of view, because it's really important that you speak your own voice and you speak your own decision. And I saw a quote, and I really fell in love with this. Hi, Gaia. It said, learn to love your decisions and release the need for others to love them too. Woo! Did you not feel that? That hit me hard. We don't have to have other people approve of our decision. When you say no, it's no. It doesn't have to be approved by a higher level. It doesn't have to have a consensus. It doesn't have to have a vote. You are the voter. You are the president, the queen, the king of your own being, of your own life. You don't have to have the need for someone else to approve. And most of the time, if they don't understand why you don't want to do something that you don't want to do, you need to look at their relationship with you. Have you trained them to teach you, or have you taught them to treat you the way that you are being treated? Have they learned that this is what you do, that this is your job in your life, and this is your job in their life? And you really need to look at that, because the only job that you have is to be in joy and to be in wellness and to be aligned. That is your true job, if you want to call it, in this life, is to really be aligned and to focus on your own goals and your own dreams. The other thing is that the media really brings us into a perspective. They teach us and they train us to get involved in people's lives. You know, what are the Kardashians doing, or what are the actresses, and what happened at the Globes, and everything. If you turn on any TV, if you go to look at any magazine, you're looking at someone else's life. And so you're trained to really think that that's entertainment, that that's positive, that that's a healthy way of living. And not. It really isn't a good way of living. The good way of living is to focus within, to focus on your own life, your own goals, your own dreams. Let them have their own thing going. It's your responsibility, and it really isn't necessary to be in someone else's world. The only world to be in is your own world. Alexander, they hate us because they ain't us. So haters gonna hate, and yeah, it's not necessarily about hating. It's really about just ignoring it, just not being a part of it. There's a consciousness that needs to come around where you don't even care. You don't care what's going on, because when you start putting your focus and your attention on them, you're losing it on yourself. You've forgotten you. You've forgotten to be aligned. And that's really what it's about. It's about, hi Paul. It's about really focusing on your own goals, your own dreams, what you want. Having a voice, speaking your voice, and loving your own decision. Learn to love your decision. Learn to be okay with it. If you say no, that's it. Don't need to think about it. You don't need to get into the mind and think, what will they think, or what will they do? Look back when you say no. Look from an outsider's point of view and find out what your thoughts are. Go ahead and send me a couple messages here. Let's see, when you say no, do you choose no? Do you have a problem feeling like you need to be there? Or do you feel that they won't understand? Need to look into that. Most of the time we say no because we're at a wit's end, because we've come to the point where we realize that either our health is number one, or we need to just have a break from the world, we need to go within, we need to have a bubble bath, we need to connect with old friends that we haven't in a long time. Whatever it is, we get to the point where it's almost at a desperate point of view, a desperate time, in a sense. And you don't want to get to that point. You don't want to get to the point where you're saying no, because if I say yes, I'm going to have asthma, I'm going to have an anxiety attack, or, I'm going to have a flare-up in my disease, or, I'm so exhausted, I just have to say no. That's not the time to do it. The time to do it is preemptive. It's before that. It's learning to say no continuously when you feel like you need to and when you want to. And it's also having people around you that support you and that love you and that want you to be happy and want you to be healthy and don't want you to be stressed out and don't ever want to feel like you have to do something for them. That's not the right type of people to be around. You want people to be supportive and loving. If you decide that something isn't feeling, you want to understand that. Calgon, take us away. Exactly. Whatever it is that you need. I feel like they will retaliate. Right, Amber? So retaliate in the sense of they don't respect you. They're not appreciating your voice. They're not understanding what you need. It's really about communication too. If you come in thing with, I say no, that's it, that's all it is, that's not the way to do it either. A lot of times we need to communicate better. And that could be a part of it too. It's just miscommunication. Sometimes you just need to say, I need me time. I love you. I love you dearly. I love every minute I have with you, but I need to be with me now. And me right now is really important. I need to meditate or I need to take a walk. And I don't want you around. I just want to be me with nature. We need to learn how to be whole people together and then ourselves and then together. Because when we're there all the time, then we start resenting that. We don't want that. We want to be whole and healthy on our own and then come together at that point. Let them retaliate, remain compassionate. Anyway, exactly. Say no and come to a place of love. You know, every time we have any kind of communication, you want to come from a place of love. And you want to come from a place of a high energy so that you're aligned, so that you have guidance from divine, from within. Maybe meditate a little bit on how you want to go about talking to them about this. You know, words are important. You want to say the right thing. And when you're in a high vibration, when you're at a point where you're aligned, then the words will come naturally. The right words and the right vibration will come across. If you come from a place of low vibration, then you're exhausted, you're tired, you're stressed, you're worn out, and you just want to break free. And you don't want to get to that point. You want to get to the point of saying no when you're still high, when you're loving life, when life is good, when you just say, you know what? I'm going to have time. I'm going to have, you know, I'm being today. Sometimes Greg and I, we both have weekends off, and he'll go do his thing. We'll have one day together. And one day when we're not together, when he's watching his sports and I do yoga, or he's watching his sports and I go and draw, or I go listen to music, or I go take a walk, or whatever it is, a lot of it's balance. We have to find the balance sometimes. Sometimes we need. Tensions are the very source of energy, and competition is crucial, but not in terms of enemies, but recognizing the human on the other side of the net from our own humility and response. Sure. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it's really about communication, and it's about saying no at the right time, saying no when you are at the high vibration, when you're not at the lower vibration where you are coming across in the wrong way at the wrong time. You're wondering, oh, thank you, Alexander. I appreciate it. So that was pretty much, you know, the main thing. I shared a link on my Vortex Connections about throat chakra clearing. And sometimes that's what we need. We just need to look within, and we need to clear some of that energy, some of that repressed emotion around that chakra of ours. A lot of times we don't speak our minds because of past instances, past relationships. Maybe we were raised to not speak our voice, or that our opinions weren't necessary or weren't appreciated. And it's that kind of thing that you need to look at yourself within and ask yourself, okay, why can't I say no? What is the worst thing that's going to happen if I do say no? It's really that is. And when you realize that your voice and your decision is what matters, your health, your life, your goals, your dreams, this is your life. And you choose who you want around your life. And if you're not around the right people that love and appreciate and respect you, then you need to look within and ask yourself, do I want to continue having them in my life? We choose our family. When we're younger, we don't have a choice. But as we get older, you learn to decide what energies and what vibrations you want in your life. So really look within about the saying no. try it. Try saying no. What could possibly happen? Only you can treat yourself better, feel better, recognize who's around you, whether they're good for you or not. You're giving yourself self-love. You're giving yourself self-respect. You're speaking from your voice. You know, and you're really kind of lowering that ego of yours. It's hard to think that that your ego is the part of you that is making you not say no. But if the reason you can't say no is because they won't be able to do it without you, that's ego. That's ego, my dears. And it's not healthy. And it's not true, because that same beautiful GPS guidance that you have in you, they have it too. And it's not up to you to run their life. Sometimes they just need to run their own. Most of the time, really. That's something that you need to do more and more often. There's a difference between being with someone and connecting and experiencing something together and time together. And then there's a difference between that and actually taking life and it for them. You also lose connection with someone when you're running their life. You aren't really in the moment with them. You're missing out on all parts. You're missing out on connection. You're missing out on self-connection. And the chances of you adding more stress, adding more anxiety, having health problems down the road increases, because you're at a low vibration and you're doing something that your inner being doesn't want to do. And you're adding resistance into your life over and over and over. And the more resistance that we bring into our life, the more that we slow down momentum, and the more that we stop materializing, we stop manifesting, we are focusing more on the negativity of what they're going through. We start worrying, we start having concern. It really is a spiral, a downward spiral, and it really is it's a ripple effect. Once one thing starts, everything kind of just gets like this. And the idea is to really catch it before it gets so big. There's an equal and opposite. We therefore perhaps when we send out a yes, the universe can't help but react equally in kind, just as a matter of universal power and law. Yes, Alexander, everything that we send out to the universe, we're going to get back. They say that, if you are sending out something to the universe that says, how may I serve? So if you come from a perspective of how may I serve? How can I serve the universe? How can I serve the people? How can I serve the needy, the ones that need us the most, or the homeless, or how can I serve? Then the universe comes back and comes to you and says, well, how can I serve? And so serving someone with love and compassion and connection from a high energy and a high vibration, that's very different than running their life. And that's something that I had to learn. I was taught when I was little to really run people's lives, to really take on their stuff and fix it for them. And so I come from a lot of experience here. And it took me a lot of time, a lot of years, some sickness, a lot of anxiety, a lot of hurt, and to realize that it's not my job. It's not my job to fix anybody or anything. I used to always say, I'm stunted. I feel stunted. I can't move on in my life because I have to do this, and this for somebody else. And when you get to that point, you have to realize that it's no good. You are stunting your own self, but ultimately it's your decision, and that's something that we put a lot of blame on someone too. You did this to me, or you're not you're not allowing me to grow and move on. But it's you. It's you, sweet being, that's not allowing yourself. Not allowing yourself to grow. Not allowing yourself to focus on your goals and dreams, or your passions, or just your health, or your self-esteem, or your self-love. You are the creator of your own reality. And you create what you think, you create who you have around you, and you create experiences. So it's really a thing to really look within. Whenever you want to say no and something stops you, some resistance comes in, you know that it's not the true being. Listen to my words. That's not who you are. The real you wants peace, wants love, wants joy and kindness and happiness. So whenever you come to a situation where someone wants to bring you something other than those things, it's stop, pause, and really look, take an outside perspective and look at your feelings within and say, okay, why can't I say no? What's stopping me? And you'll find that there's a reason, there's a deeper meaning behind everything. The deeper sorrow carves into our being, the more joy you can contain. That's beautiful. That reminds me of just how water kind of takes away rocks, you know. Over time, water is so powerful. Water is I can't think of the word, but it takes apart the mountain over time, over and over and over. That's kind of what that is. By a letter from, oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Nina. Yeah, so really think about why you can't say no and realize that you can and you need to, especially if you feel like you should. Take that away. Should is never a good word, actually. Should shows a force and resistance, but just know that you can say no, and that it's better for you to say no. That's the main thing, is just to really find that voice again and look and see who isn't allowing you, who you feel isn't respecting you and doesn't have your back if your health and your happiness. It's really important to be around people that allow you to be you, to find you. And sometimes you're the one that isn't allowing yourself. Like I said, Greg and I will have separate days together, and it's something that I need. I work all week, and I come home, and sometimes I need a day. I need a day to go and do my own thing. We're not tied at the hip, you know. It's nice to be able to have him do his own thing, because he works all week too. And he likes to do different things than I do, and that's okay. I like it, because then he can do his thing, and I can go do my thing, and then we can come back together afterwards. I recommend this link, Gaia, to hear the letter. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Alexander. Everybody go to that link. That sounds really interesting. Yeah, so you have to be me. Everyone else was taken. It's true. It's true, Alexander. You have to really go back to you. You have to look at yourself, and you have to really put the attention and the focus on who you are and what you need. You have to be able to look within and feel. Our GPSs, we're feeling beings. And when we feel high and happy and positive and good, and someone comes into our life and we're glowing higher and brighter, they're good for us. When someone comes into our life and says, I need you to do this, and why aren't you there for me, and what am I going to do when this happens? Distance yourself. Really distance yourself. It's funny. I was listening to Wayne Dyer. He's one of my favorite teachers, and he had this seminar, and it was so funny because he was talking about how God is good. So when you're feeling good, you're feeling closer to God. And I thought that was really beautiful. And he was saying how important your joy is and how important feeling good really, really is. And he was saying that if you call his voicemail, it says something like, "Hi, you've reached Wayne Dyer, and I want to be happy. And if for some reason you're calling other than to do that for me, then I believe you have the wrong number and you should call Dr. Phil." And, it's pretty funny when you think about it, but really and truly, if people aren't bringing more joy into your life and more positivity and raising your vibration higher, then you really need to just distance yourself from them, because the ego doesn't need them in your life, and they don't need you. Nobody needs anybody. You have source within. You have so much power and so much guidance, and so they don't need you. And you have to think about it too. I started to say no. I find myself when I'm feeling so free, it's hard to move on. Sorry, Nina, let me see more. It's hard to move on the first time, but when you find yourself, you are the power, and that is so beautiful, Nina. Sometimes you just have to do it. Sometimes you just have to just say no. Say no and try it. Try it, because you will feel free, because that's ultimately your inner being. That's ultimately the path of least resistance for you. And when you follow the path of least resistance, only good comes. You only start manifesting more, and things start happening more and more, and you start focusing on your goal. You start focusing on your dreams. You're less stressed. You sleep better. You're eating better. Everything. The same ripple effect that happens when you go downwards can go upwards. It's like a funnel, So it's all actions, and it's all decisions, and you have to love your decisions. And you have to learn to listen to your body. And when your body says, "I don't want to do that, it really is going to put me in the state," or "I really don't want to see that person. I know how I feel when I'm with that person." Stop there. Don't continue. "Oh, but what will they think if I don't go? Or what will happen?" They'll be fine. That's what's going to happen. They'll be fine. They will learn that you do not... They don't need you. They will learn that you take care of you, and that they need to take care of them. And they will learn. It's a learning process, but it all starts with you. It all starts with your decision, and loving and standing back and respecting yourself enough to keep that decision. And then looking and see what's around you, and the right people, what they're doing and what they're saying. But it's true, Nina. The first time, it's hard. But when you realize the power, and you realize they have the power too. We're all one here, you guys. So when you're doing something for you, it teaches them that that's something they need to be doing for them. And you teach by example, and not to lower yourself. So many of the times, I keep saying this, but we lower ourselves to reach somebody, to help them. And we don't help them because we're in a lower vibration. And ultimately, we need to stay high and do what makes us happy, and focus on our goals, focus on our dreams. And they will learn by example. But only they can make the decision, just like you make your decision to stay high in vibration. It's really it's that simple, really. It's just a decision. It's something that goes into your mind, and it's a choice. You can either do this or you can do that. And it's really about breaking that cycle that you have created too, that says, "I got to do this because I always do this." You don't have to. You just learn to say no. You say, "I'm going to break this now. I'm not going to keep doing what I keep doing and getting the same results." And ultimately, your inner being wants different results. But if you keep doing the same things, you're not aligned and get the results that you want. And that's really the main thing, is really focusing on your own life. I created the a beautiful map, vision boards. And this subliminal vision boards app is incredible because it gives you a chance to focus on your goals and dreams and allows you to also tap into your subconscious mind. Our minds see things with images. That's how we connect with things. We see images through our eyes, and then it creates a feeling, and then the feeling creates energy or vibration, and then that's what we put out into the universe. So it all starts with an image and a thought and then a feeling. And so if you focus more on your goals and your dreams every day on a daily basis, you're going to raise that vibration more and more because you're going to start seeing the things that you want to manifest in your life. And that's what it is. It's key. It's about putting more energy on what you want than allowing to put your energy on what you don't want. Because many times we simply, I want more money, and then we say, but I don't have more money. I don't have it, and I'm in debt, and I got these bills, but I want more money, and we just stay where we're at. We don't budge. We stay exactly where we're at. So what my app does is it allows you to put intention, to put focus, to put energy on your goals and dreams. And then it also has great subliminal technology that takes your images and text and flashes them into your subconscious mind. It's the most unique app. I love it. Not just because I created it. I know I'm a little biased, but it truly is a beautiful gift that I want everyone to have, because ultimately we just don't put enough time and energy on our goals and our dreams. And that's really what it's about, is bringing it back in, forgetting the Kardashians, forgetting everyone else's problems, everyone else's worries, and everything else's life. It really comes back to just bringing on your own world, your own life, and your own voice. And that's really what it's about. Off to care for my goals and dreams now. Oh, beautiful. Well, Alexander, have a wonderful time manifesting, connecting. If you have an Android, check out my app. It's Subliminal Vision Boards. And it really is a beautiful gift and a beautiful tool. How old I am. Let me see, Nina, how old I am. And I said to him, same as you are. And I told him, you may have a lot of drama for my life. You are, and it won't let you to be who you are. And he said, you are so right. We're all teachers. And just like that, Nina, you came from a very non-resistant space. And you were able to bring in someone, and you were able to teach from a higher perspective. Just being you led by example. And I think you really connected with that gentleman. And that's a beautiful thing. It really is. If we really want to help people, we need to stay where we're at and not drop down. Do you have any questions for me? I know I've kind of talked a lot, but I really want to kind of get this out there tonight. I saw that question about saying no, and it's such a powerful thing to do for ourselves, because once we say no, then we say yes to us, to ourselves, to our GPS, to our life, to our happiness, to our beauty, to our health, to our appreciation, to our focus, to our love, to our time, to our energy. It just goes on and on and on. And it starts with the first step. It all starts with the first step. And when you feel it, when you really are feeling like you don't want to do something, or you just need to get away for a little bit, say no. Just do it. Try it. And watch what happens. Watch how you start really coming back. You come back to life again, because you're focused now on what you need. You're going to feel higher. You're going to feel happy. You're going to feel healthier. You're going to feel more grounded. You're going to feel stronger. You're going to feel more alive. You're going to feel more in tuned. And that's where the power is right from within. and getting away from everything else. All right, beautiful, wonderful beings. I love you. I hope that this video really connected with you. Again, learn to love your decisions and release the need for others to love them too. But learn to love them first. Learn to really appreciate your voice, your decisions, and your own needs, and your own beliefs, and your own guidance. And then everything else will work itself out really well. All right. I love you. Namaste. Have a beautiful evening. And go check out my new page. I have a new group. It's Vortex Connections. You have an Android. It's Subliminal Vision Boards. And I can't thank you enough for joining me. I hope this helped a lot. I love you, Nina. Thank you so much. Love being you. That's the best thing you can do, is really connect within, appreciate, and love yourself. Love yourself. Love your past. Love your future. Love your now. Love your voice. Love your decisions. Everything that is you is beautiful and right. And everything is always working out for you, and everything is always happening for a reason. So just have faith in that. And never, never forget how beautiful and wonderful and powerful you are. You are deliberate creators. And you can create, you're always creating. So create good in your life. Deliberately choose joy. Deliberately choose self-love, self-respect, and watch your life transform and become amazing, even more than it already is. I love you all. Have a beautiful night, and I will connect with you real soon. All right. Bye-bye.